How's it going, everyone? Like I said, I'm going to start making more videos with like tips and stuff on marketing and growing your band on the internet. So today's video is going to be 10 simple practical tips for Instagram that you can start implementing today that should increase your following and engagement and all that good stuff. So let's just dive right in. I want to make this as simple and easy as possible for you guys. Alright, tip number one, very, very simple, something you can do right now is make sure that your profile picture, that little circle, looks good. If it's a band promo of you guys, make sure you size it or crop it the right way to where when you post it as your picture, no one's getting cropped out. It's not only showing a couple people, your heads aren't getting cut off, anything like that. Or if it's album art, like if your name is cut off and it just like looks silly, just make sure whatever you use for your profile picture, it looks good and it fits in the little dimensions that are displayed so that people can see it. And on top of that, make your bio look good as well. Here's a couple of examples of what I would feel are good looking bios. It all comes down to the aesthetic, how it looks when the user reads it, because if somebody new comes to your page and your profile picture is cropped weird and your bio looks super spammy and the links are long and it doesn't look organized, you're probably going to lose someone's attention pretty quickly. And then that also leads into tips further down this list. Your content, like your posts don't look good, like especially your first or your latest 3, if not 6 posts don't look very good, and your bio looks bad and your profile isn't, or your picture isn't like cropped right, you're just going to leave a bad impression on someone that's coming to your page for the first time. Tip number 2, this has been huge for me, is converting your band account on Instagram to a business account. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this. If you go into your settings or whatever, you can turn it into a business account. And then that way, after about a week of it gathering information, it'll be able to tell you when your audience is online the most. So you know when you should start posting and what days on average your audience is using Instagram more, so you should definitely make sure you post on those days. It's a pretty simple thing to do. All you do is go to your settings, go down to switch to a business profile, and then you link it to your Facebook page. And then when you do that, you'll be able to click on this little graph button at the top, and that gives you your insights. So it shows like activity, what pieces of content are doing the best, and then but the audience tab is really important because it shows you your demographics, by gender, age, location, but then the best part is it shows you when your audience is usually online for today. So it being Sunday today when I'm recording this video, if we wanted to make a post today, we should post anytime between noon and 3 p.m. and you kind of want to go like maybe half an hour to 20 minutes before the peak, because then it gives time to get generated and pushed into your audience's feed. Definitely convert your account to a business account so you have insights on your audience so you know how to interact with them better. Tip number 3, content. This is huge because it doesn't matter how good at marketing or advertising or whatever. If your content doesn't look good, it doesn't matter. So just make sure the photos you're posting are good quality, or they're edited heavily to like make a bad photo good. Just as an example, here's a photo that I took of my brother when he was singing something in studio. Doesn't look very good. And I spent maybe like 5-10 minutes editing to turn it into this, to where even though it's not the most amazing photo, it still looks kind of cool, and it's definitely better than what the original photo was. So I took the time to make sure that the photo looked good so that it's presentable, so when you're scrolling through your feed, or when someone comes to your page and scrolls through your feed, all they see is good quality content. So yeah, definitely make sure your content is good. Think about how you're wording things and just try and be as concise as possible. If you can get away with it, have your captions so short that they don't have to click the see more. This is an extra thing, something I've learned that I really like to do is I'll like make the caption, and then when someone does click see more, I'll make sure there's not a space at the very last character of whatever you're saying. So right away at the very end, hit enter, put a period, hit enter again, and then you can plug more information or promote something more. But in your very beginning, have that section be separated from like your plug or whatever you're trying to promote, because it separates just the casual fan that just sees your stuff. They're probably going to engage with it, but if all they're seeing is just like you promoting stuff or like, you know, advertising stuff to them, they might not. Usually people don't care as much. So if you can keep your caption simple, like more lighthearted or to the point or something, and then if you really do want to push something extra, just put that period mark in there and then add another section that's separated from your normal caption where you can put stuff. An example of that would be on this post of my band. We basically were like, for the next merch line, we're thinking of giving those on our email list 25% off merch for the first week. But then I separated it because that's basically the caption, but I wanted to add all the details, like how can you get on that email list. So, you know, head to villainstory.com, join the team, you'll get the EP, yada yada yada, and then photo credit. Obviously you always want to photo credit photographers, but that way it wasn't just this big chunk of text, but at least if you're just trying to skim through Instagram really quick, you get the point really fast. So ultimately the picture or the video is going to be huge. Your caption comes next. So just make sure you have good quality pictures or videos, and make sure you're talking about things in a proper way to where you're conveying your message as concise and to the point as possible. All right, tip number 4. This one has been huge for me as well. Within the first hour of you posting something, make sure you interact, like, and comment back to as many comments as possible. Sometimes it's hit or miss. The caption that you posted or whatever, it doesn't really drive a conversation from people. All they need to do is just like the photo, like. But if you can somehow pose a question or think about your caption to where it'll prompt somebody to want to reply to it, it'll say something. So when they comment, that counts as one comment. But when you comment back with 4 more words or something, then it counts as 2 comments. And then the more comments that it gets and the more likes that it, you know, Instagram looks at that and goes, wow, this is a growing piece of content that people seem to care about. We're going to push it to more people. So that first hour that you post something, you want to sit on Instagram and respond to people and actually interact with your fans, because not only are you growing your, you know, relationship with them, which is always cool, but you're also unlocking the organic reach to more of your fans. Because I think it's like you get like 10% organic reach, which is awesome, but if you have highly engaged content, then it unlocks it to the rest to where more people will see it over time, and then that way we have gone from like getting, you know, this amount of likes to this amount of likes depending on how interactive we are on that piece of content within the first hour. Tip number 5. This is helpful when sometimes you don't really know what to post about, but you know it's been a while. So instead of like scrambling and just throwing some, you know, mediocre piece of content out there, if you actually take a little bit of time, maybe once a week or something, a couple of times a week, to sit down and just think about different things you can post and then put them into your drafts. Like say you play a show and then, you know, you get your photos from the photographer and there's like 10 photos. You obviously don't want to post all 10 photos in one day, but if you take, you know, your favorite 4 photos or something, then put those into your drafts with the photographer credit, but then that way they're already there to where if you go, we need to post something today, you can just click on the post button and then your drafts come up, and then immediately you're going to see, ooh, this is the one I want to post today because this is cool. Versus scrolling through your photos to find something, it's already there. So whenever you find a picture or a video or something that's really cool and you know at some point in time you'd like to share that with your audience, just put it in your drafts to where everything's organized, and then that way too you don't forget who took the photo or who took the video, because when you put it in your drafts you can immediately put the photo credit in there. Say 2 months from now when I end up using that photo, I'm not going, oh, who took this photo, I don't remember, and then I'm not scrambling to try and find who took it. I'm not wasting any time, and I'm also not just posting a photo without giving credit. It just saves a lot of time in the long run if you know, you just organize your drafts so you already have content ready, so you're not trying to find things in your phone to post. Tip number 6. This one's super simple, super easy, but a lot of bands don't really use this. Is if you're promoting like a song, like a music video on YouTube, and that's like the link in your bio that you want people to click on and go check out your video, don't just post the YouTube URL that's like super long and ugly looking. Use a link shortener. You can just look up Google shortener or bit.ly or tiny URL. There's like a million of them. I personally use Bitly or Google, but paste the long link into the shortener and it makes a shortened link. And with Bitly, if you make an account, it's free, you don't have to pay anything, but when you make an account with them, you can actually customize what the link says. So it'd be like, instead of youtube.com/ for a long time, it'll just be like bit.ly.com/ and then you could go, like what I did, it was just your song name or your band name, or a music video or whatever you want to say, but it's this short. Tip number 7, kind of going off of the last one, I would suggest tagging band members in every single post that they're in, because if anybody's new and they just found the band page, they probably want to do some more research and see if they like the band before they decide to follow you. And if on live photos, or even if it's just a promotional graphic that's like, you know, your logo, like this show's coming up, whatever, but there's a promo and faces are in there, if you tag all your band members all the time that they're shown, at any point in time someone can click on your post and go to your band members' individual profiles and see what you guys are all about. They can easily funnel around and find information on you guys and see if they like you, to where I know, like, if I wanted to check something out but they never post any, it's like, well, I don't know the @ names of everyone. And if you put the @ names of everyone in your bio, sometimes if you're trying to promote a song in your bio at the same time, you run out of character space. So we personally, my band, we don't put everyone's names in our bio. We just tag everyone in every single post that they're in, so that it's as easy for somebody new to come in and go check out the personal profiles of whoever was in the latest post. All right, tip number 8, find your own personal posting pattern. They say, like gurus and stuff, they'll say like, oh, you need to post every single day, yada, yada, yada. That doesn't work for me. I've learned you just have to find your own posting pattern. If you post 2 or 3 times a week, it's better to just stick to 2 to 3 times a week versus going a month doing that, but then all of a sudden you start posting every single day for 2 weeks and then you stop and you go back to 2 to 3. It messes with your engagement and the algorithm a lot. So in my experience, it's just, I think I do like 3 or 4 times a week. And unless I really have something I need to say, but as far as like just posting something to like update, just find your own personal pattern that works best with your audience, because I've learned that my audience engages more when I do post less, and I like that because that means I don't need to post as much, because I'm more of like the type of person that just kind of lives life, and I don't usually document everything, which is a good thing if you're in a band, because then people can see the more inside story of who you are as a band. So I want to step it up more in that realm, but on a personal level, I'm just not normally like that, so I'm learning how to be like that. But if you're the type of person that wants to post every day and you're excited to post every day, then do it. But don't feel forced to make a post every single day, because also if you go 2 to 3 days in between posting, then that also lets your posts go through the algorithm longer, to where it can reach people. Because with that new algorithm, how all of a sudden you open up the page and the first thing you see is something from 5 days ago, and it's just like, whoa, why didn't I see that earlier? Well, it's because with the algorithm, the pages you interact with the most are more likely to show up in your feed when you open it, because Instagram wants to keep you on the platform, so they're going to show you content that you like the most so that you stay on the platform and engage with that content more often. So like a post that you see from 5 days ago, it's like, well, you don't daily or normally interact with that every single time, to where it prioritizes it less, to where if there's an opening that the pages you interact with the most didn't have anything to post that day, boom, they post, or they put the post from the account you kind of interact with at the top, so then you finally see their post. So it just gives it more time to breathe and receive engagement, and then your audience can see it more. If a certain fan doesn't go on Instagram every day, then say 3 days later they go on, they'll see the post that you made from 3 days ago because it had time to reach their feed. Whereas if you do post every single day, they're only gonna see the post that you made that day, maybe. I don't know, I'm not an expert, I'm not claiming to be with Instagram or anything. It's all through my experience. This is just what's helped and grown engagement a lot. So find your own posting pattern and just stick with it. Alright, and the last tip I have for you guys, this is something that's worked really, really well for my band, is host contests. We definitely want to start doing it more regularly because it works. Just to make it as practical as possible, an example of this is we posted a clip of our song, a new song that we're trying to push for our new album, and we were like, all you have to do is tag a friend and comment why they should check out the band or this song, and you could be entered to win this huge giveaway of a t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, and a signed album. So it was like this huge giveaway, and all they had to do was tag a friend and let them know, yo dude, you should totally check out this band because they're sick, or dude, the riffs in this song, or the singing, the chorus is so good. We incentivized them to leave longer form comments because that counts as a higher engagement comment to Instagram, to where everyone that wanted to win that package, they were commenting more than 4 words. So we were just getting a ton of high engagement comments, to where Instagram just pushed that to so many people, and it got on the Explore page to where a lot of new people not only found us because they were tagged by their friends, which is, they say that if you advertise to somebody and they don't know you, they're less inclined to actually check you out, versus if a friend tells them to check you out, they're way more inclined to go check you out because someone they like and trust referred them to you. So they're more inclined to actually care. So like their friends were telling them to check us out, so we got a lot of new attention from those new people, but then also the organic reach that all the engagement got on the Explore page, that random people would find us and check it out. So host contests and giveaways, and just make the actionable steps as easy as possible. So if you do want to blow up your Instagram page, be like something, oh, tag a friend and let them know why they should check out this song, and we'll give you whatever, you know, all you have to do is just tag a friend. And just come up with contests like that to where people can engage with you, and then that will expand your reach to where, yeah, you are spending money because you're giving away a lot of merchandise that you're not making money on, but it's still way cheaper to do that versus spending $100 on an advertisement to try and reach people. But advertising, you can get a lot of people for $100 if you know how to do it right. I'm going to make a video on Facebook advertising and how I do that and how it's been successful for us. But this was just for Instagram. Those were 10 practical tips. I hope you guys learned something today. If you did, let me know which tip was the most insightful for you, and if you have any tips, I'd like to start building a community here, so let's all support each other. Hope your band blows up, and thanks for watching.